I'll admit, losing the Champions League final still stings to hell. To think that could have been us if we accepted their offer, but nonetheless we dust ourselves off for a new challenge. I'll put the vote out to you guys and you sure as hell came through. It's my pleasure to introduce you to our new home. There we land. Mr. Worldwide is the new AC Milan gaffer. Ecco I ragazzi. Possibly for the final time? Nah, we'll dive into that later. But for now, let's check in on these, man. We're joining at the end of Season 3, and this front line looks unbelievable. I'd be a fool to mess with these guys, but it did take me 3 goes to pass maths, so, make of that what you will. Shame about Sarr, but Benacer and Reinders look like an unbelievably decent midfield. Ismail looks like a tidy player, and the captain's armband for him, methinks. We've got a half-decent defensive lineup, other than the obvious. I forgot we sold him to Milan at Dortmund. And you're so lucky I can't ship you off right now, mate. You've got half a season to prove yourself, Aaron, alright? I'll tell you what, they've got some great quality in the ranks. We could have done a whole lot worse. Oh my god, it's Olivier Giroud. Please, 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 please. Oh, why? Why is God so cruel? Anyway, moving on before I break down, and Leao was the obvious big cheese around here. They won the league, lost out on the Super Cup, and got knocked out of the semis of the Coppa Italia. We've got 100 mil to play with before Season 4, and I think we all know who our top target is. But first, let's dip into the pot at Dortmund. I can't leave you behind, Felix. Our new number 8 for 20 million and some random bloke. And our little star boy's agent is one of the GOATs. That's how you know he's going to go far. 1.2 million for our passion project, and we'll carry this 100 million over to Season 4. Afonso is present and accounted for, lads. But the board could have told me about this boy. Great name and looks like a grade A piece of Wagyu at left back. But with Afonso in the ranks, it's left back at the changing room. 176 mil in the kitty, and we could cut the tension with a knife and then get stabbed in the back with it. Just give him to us, lad. Oh, forgive me, Lord, for what's about to happen, because there's a massacre going on in Milan. Our pockets are filled with blood money, but our bank is bursting at the seams. $500 million. Let's splash the cash and go get our boy. He's already a fan favourite in Milan, and we've got the red carpet out. Welcome home, Farius. 188 million, he's worth every single penny. Too good for Sporting, but he'll fit right in at Milan. I think that's enough business for now, and there's no point fixing what ain't broke. A decent back line, give or take. An excellent midfield trio, and we're shoving Leao up top. I want 40 goals from you this season. We obviously have to win the league, but I'm not worried about it too much. I think the boys will handle that themselves. We'll try and win the domestic cups, but our eyes are set on the biggest prize in club football. The UEFA Champions League is my only concern this season, and it's about time we write ourselves into the history books. Group D for us. Let's hope Dortmund and Sporting can get out of their groups. But lads, let's crack on with some games. I don't know how they got on McKay's boss man. The city's on high alert because there's an outbreak of Marco Ball. And the San Siro is ground zero, lads. Celtic are the first team to visit the Bando in the Champions League. And when our centre-backs are scoring tap-ins, all I'm saying is good luck, everyone who visits. We're trying to prove a point. Okafor flicks it back to our new star boy. Facundo Farias has grabbed his first goal for Milan in the Champions League. He's hitting this defender with the 360 no-look quick scope, and he fires one into the side netting. They managed to pull one back through Angel, but at 3-1 up, honestly, it's like water off a duck's back. Okafor with the chip. Farias hitting another fake Bonnet, flicking it over 2-man and then placing it into the side netting yet again. Don't strain yourself, lad. Oh, too late. Colombo not needing any clues to find the back of the net, and lads, we have run rampant here at the San Siro. Next up, Juve. I couldn't say no to facing them in the league. Chukwueze getting taken down after breaking his man's ankles. What's this we've got set up here? A little free kick. Who's stepping up? Our number 14. What a pick out. You know, anybody wearing cherry red Mizuno's had a bit about them. Look at the whippage on this. It's absolute postage stamp, lad. But I'm sorry to say it, the old lady bent us over her knee and gave us a good spanking. I baited you lot with the free kick. I even baited myself, for God's sake, and I knew what was coming. Thanks, Ferguson. 3-1 the final score against Juventus, and then we're off to the carpet. The Gunners are hardly the team you want when trying to bounce back. But if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And our heads are still bloody scrambled after that spanking from the old lady. Look at the carnage in the box up. The Chuckle brothers, and then Farias decides to knee someone right in the ghoulies. Saka versus Maignan at the penalty, and well, unfortunately we know how this story ends. 2-0 down in the first half isn't a good look for us. We have to bounce back second. Liao pulls it back to Okafor and he finds the back of the net. The ball falls to the main man on the edge of the box. A lovely heel-to-heel and he blasts it with his weak foot to make it 2 apiece. 77 minutes on the clock and you think we've got a foothold in this game? Think again. I've never seen Kai Havertz score with his right peg. Ever. Anyway, let's brush ourselves off because we've got France? Oh, it's Fiorentina. And it's Christian Pulisic. He didn't quite cut the mustard. You've got to be something special to play for the Rossinieri. And that volley was bellissimo. Bella ciao. I've got absolutely no idea what's going on in the box. We concede a second penalty in as many games. The post comes to our rescue and Beltram puts it beyond the post. Believe it or not, they are 3 big points in our title charge. The final game of these highlights is against Shakhtar. We need a result here if we want any chance of getting out of the group. Farias slots it away with his weak peg. He settled in like a duck to water. Skriniar, on the other hand, has played his last game for the Rossinieri. But let's take nothing away from the finish. That was world class from Kelsey. 1-1 the final score. And let's go check where we are at the halfway point. We are struggling. Lads, we're not doing very well. Just about scraped it at the group as well. Dortmund managed to top their group nicely, but Sporting gave it a good go. Off to the Europa League you go. Something's not right with the 4-3-3. I think we've got to switch to the 4-2-3-1. And we've got the cash, so let's get jiggy with it. We've learnt from our mistake at Dortmund last season, and we've splashed out on the best money can buy. Martinez is our new right back for 113 million. AC Milan, they just need a Brazilian talent. So 141 million to the Gunners for Martinelli. And you're right, Steve. I don't know how I didn't do this at the beginning. We swapped Calafiori for Wan-Bissaka. Have fun at Everton, mate. Another Brazilian, this time at centre mid, Gabriel Sara. 35 million to Toulouse. We got rinsed. But I've always wanted to use him, so who cares? And this transfer just makes sense. Neymar to Milan is iconic. I don't care what the board thinks. But I was too late this window, so we'll join the party next season. I've also sorted out Marco's fit. We're in Milan, for God's sakes. We've got to at least look the part. And we've got Juve in the semi-finals of the Super Cup. Liao has got a popped lung or something. And that's half the reason we brought Martinelli in. And on the whole, we look solid now. This is the making of a Marco team. Especially with Farias at cam. This will be a game changer. And it's time to put it to the test and settle the score against the old lady. It's our turn to do the spanking. Do you hear me? We got embarrassed earlier this season in the league. It was probably my fault for tinkering around too much, trying to fit everyone in. I should have trusted young Facundo Farias at centre attack in mid. Shame on me. Now this is a goal made in January. Martinez out wide to Martinelli. Farias in the middle to flick it on and Okafor. Stop that, you naughty, naughty man. Our Swiss cheese claiming his stake at striker over Liao. And we send the old lady back into the retirement home. It's in touching distance, lads. And only Napoli stand in our way. As well as 3 men in the wall. But in Benacer we trust. The Algerian giving it his best Roberto Carlos impression. But their keeper hates all things beautiful apparently. Lads, I hate to say it, but we were completely outclassed in this game. We didn't get a sniff in front of goal. I genuinely did not know how to break them down. They're the best team I played in FC24. It's a joke. And rightfully so, they walk away with the Super Cup. I didn't want to win it anyway. Stupid Mickey Mouse Cup. Confirmation of our spanking, but let's regroup. We have to climb up the league table. And we've got Man City in the round of 16 and Fiorentina in the Coppa Italia, the proper cup. Noah Okafor, the name being whispered in the streets of Milan, is now going to be screamed from the rooftop of the Duomo di Milano. Bless him, Father, because he has sinned. We beat Fiorentina 1-0 in the cup, and we're on to the next round. But now it's City in Champo, and we're not here to muck about Haaland. With tackles flying left, right, and bloody centre, we mean business. There is no safe word in this game. I know we lost to Napoli, but the 4-2-3-1 feels so good. It's what we've been using since Inter Miami. It's our go-to. I don't know why I felt the need to play with fire. This cutting through ball by Benacer is beautiful and it allows Okafor to pull it back for Facundo Farias. Yes, don't worry about our calamitous defending. Haaland was eventually going to score this game. Bloody tryhard. And this goal isn't for the faint-hearted. Manyan turns into prime Onana and we get so lucky with the tackle. Tamori plays it into Hartman and then it's one-touch football up to Farias. The Argentinian finds the Swiss cheese, who slots it through to our Nigerian, Samuel Chukwueze, with a delicate finish into the far post, and we've done one over on Man City. I'll sim the second leg, it's all good, we're through to the quarterfinal of Champo. We're up again in the quarters, this time of the Coppa Italia, against, I want to say, Atalanta? I forget what club Bergamo is the BTEC of. All I know is we're on a roll. We're snowballing down a mountain, and I can't think of a single team who's good enough to stop us without getting wiped out. Thanks for coming, but we'll be heading off to the semis now. And it's time for the big one. Derby della Madonnina. AC versus Inter at the San Siro. With not just 3 points up for grabs, but the ultimate bragging rights to the city available. We have to make sure we walk away with the win. The boys seem up for the challenge. Chukwueze cutting in from the right, floating a ball over to Farias, who tries his luck with the acrobatics. A stalemate until the second half. This time Chukwueze's turn with the acrobatics, but no luck again. Farias with the flick, and the weak foot strike pings off the post. It looks like nothing's going our way. That is until we get our Swiss cheese on the ball, who opens up the game with the most audacious chip over the keeper, and it's even better the second time round. We get taken down on the edge of the box, and I thought that was a good tackle, to be honest, but we can't say no to a free kick from here. Benacer steps up and spanks it square off the bar. But lads, we've done it. We've come out on top in our first Milan derby, and we've climbed up the league table very nicely. What a turnaround. Still 8 games to go though. We've got PSG in the quarters of Champo and another Milan derby in the semis of the Coppa Italia. We've got to keep this momentum up in the league. I love a Kappa kit, by the way. Genoa are our next victim, and Farias is well and truly feeling himself. This run reminds me of the Messi one versus Bilbao. Skins the entire team alive, reaping souls left, right and centre, and then decides to find the back of the net. Chukwueze getting our second goal. He's a baller as well, to be fair. We win that game 2-0 comfortably, and then we're off to PSG to visit an old mate. I simmed the first game, it was 1 apiece, which means this second leg is all to play for. We haven't scored as many bangers compared to last season at Dortmund, but I do love this goal. Chukwueze cracks a rib against the post, but it's well worth it as we're up 2-1 on Ag. Farias turns Skriniar in circles. Oh, wait. Christ. Yeah, I just realised I forgot to mention we sold him back to PSG in the winter window. My bad. But he was crap. Goretzka fires one off, but Magic Mike's equal to it. Leao gets done with the slide tackle, but don't worry, Benacer's got your back. Alfonso thinking he's Ronaldinho in the corner, and he loses possession. Calafiori drops to his arse. Tomori got done too, and then after all that they stick it away. Magic Mike should have got there, I think, but it's okay. We leave Paris with the semi-final of Champo to look forward to, and out of the frying pan and into the fire, we're back facing Inter in the semis of the Coppa Italia. I simmed the first leg and we lost 2-1. We are very quickly put in our place by this Pereira bloke. Martinelli tries to find Okafor and he puts it away, but he's so clearly offside. I'll take that €5 back then, Lino. Farias driving through the middle, and he slips it through to Martinelli. The Brazilian cuts inside, gets a shot off, but it's just not good enough. Chukwueze with the tackle. Farias plays it back to him. The Nigerian takes 2 players out of the equation, but can't solve the problem of the goalkeeper. Still 2 goals down. Magic Mike gets a hand to it, but Tomori somehow gets a red card for that challenge. I'm not even sure how. Hartman does well and shuts down the shot. On the right hand side is Martinez to play through Chukwueze. He cuts inside beautifully, drives into the box, and then just places it into the back of the net. We pick up the ball, ready to fight our way back into this game, but lads, we dug ourselves too deep of a hole. They score 3 goals on the bounce, and they knock us out of the semi-finals. 6-2 the final score. That should have been us playing the final against Juve, but oh well. We've got 6 games left of the season, and let's show them to you. Empoli in the league, and then a triple bill of Napoli in the Champions League semi-finals and the league. They've already done us over in the cup, and then Cagliari and Fiorentina to finish us off. Napoli are right up our arse with 73 points, so they're all must-win games. Let's make sure we get 3 points from these lot. This is how we're lining up. Come on, lads. I don't wish to tempt fate, but these should be 3 easy points. Let's not muck about. Alfonso with the interception and ball into Leao. He floats one over the top to Okafor, and who does he find in the centre of the box? Little Facundo Farias. Our number 11, he's a proper playboy. Our little Alfonso Ribeiro nutmegs their player and then gets taken out. I'm unsure how that's not a red card, mate. Look, he completely wipes him out. So we make sure to return the favour, but hold on, ref. Do you have something against us? How have you given him a red card for that, but not for his... Oh, yeah, you know what? That is a red card. Do we not bribe the ref enough Chicago-style pizza or something? Magic Mike saves the penno. but there's only so long we can hold off with 10 men. Martinez misses the lunge, and they manage to equalise in the 70-something minute. I'm fuming, and they're wearing a Kappa kit too, which sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. Anyway, the first of the triple bill versus Napoli, and their 3 must-win games. Martinez is on the end of some excellent build-up play, and in the moment I forgot he was a right back and I tried to slot it bottom corner. Obviously that was never going to work. Leao fires one into Okafor and he tries to dink one over the keeper, but their man just about clears it off the line. We try with the rebound, but the keeper's hitting to it. Oh, come on! 60 minutes on the clock. We need somebody to pull something special out the back. Chukwueze, stop that! An unbelievable touch and finesse shot from the Nigerian, who's quickly becoming a standout in this team. And we win the first of this 3-game stretch. And now we go again. We didn't even wash the kits. What was the point? Game 2 in the league, in the sun, at the San Siro. And Martinelli is finally piped up with a goal. Just look at this from Farias, by the way. Tell me he's not a mini Messi. Dodging tackles like Neo in the Matrix. He plays through the Swiss cheese, but his touch lets him down. Okay, we dominated the first half, but Hartman gets caught in possession. And can somebody tell me why Calafiori's playing him so far onside? And Arno Martinez, take a bow, lad. A goal line clearance from the 113 million euro man. And we're 2 wins out of 3 going into our 3rd and final game against Napoli. The second leg of the Champions League semi-final away at the Diego Maradona Stadium. They haven't seen a player like him since, until Farias showed up, which is ironic because he barely got involved this game. Instead, the quality of the rest of the team shone through with the Swiss cheese topping our Milan pizza here in Naples. The birthplace of pizza has a new flavour, so addictive it'll have you forgetting your lactose intolerant, sharting the night away. And we've done what I thought would be impossible and won 3 out of 3 games. Requiesce in pace, Napoli. But as we look forward, we have Man United in the Champions League final. But we can't get ahead of ourselves, we have a job to do in the league. 2 points above Napoli and 4 points ahead of Inter. At least we're in the driving seat. 17th place Cagliari are up first. Martinelli, Romero and Pobega make an appearance. Other than that, it's as you were, lads. The Cascia Vita out in their droves to watch the Rossinieri get 1 step closer to winning the league. But Marco's already thinking about the Champions League final. Get your head on straight, Gaffer, we're kicking off now. Calafiori snuffing out the Rossa Blues' first attack. I was sceptical at first, but he's been a force at centre-back to be fair. 5'0" Luca Romero wins the header. It goes a bit wayward, but he makes up for it with the interception. And then he drives forward, cuts in, plays a lovely through ball to Okafor. And do you know what, lad? What a strike! Quaresma would have been proud of that one. Sorry, Ranieri. No hard feelings, mate. Benacer floats a corner to the edge of the box. Romero thinks about winding one up, but decides to humiliate the defender instead. I had to leave this in for Calafiori. It's a crunching tackle. Spot the difference between him and Nesta. Benacer fires one into the Swiss cheese. He rolls his man beautifully, and if you think you know what's going to happen, well, you're wrong. Martinelli, what a pick out, mates. The San Siro needed a little Brazilian to liven things up. Let's just take a moment to admire the techers on this. And then, the cherry on top of a wonderful day at the office is Felix Nemecha finally getting on the score sheet with a scuffed scissor kick over the keeper. Their defender kind of helped you out. I mean, it took you long enough, mate. 3-0 the final score. That's done wonders for us in the table. 2 points above Napoli. With the goal difference in our favour, it means we only need a draw in our final game to win the Serie A. And we've beat these lot already this season. Twice! Our strongest / my favourite lineup for our final Serie A game this season. Lads, let's go and win the title, eh? Don't do it for yourselves, do it for the fans. After all, it could be the last time Mr. Worldwide lifts the league title, so let's try and make it interesting, eh? We float one out again to the edge of the box. Calafiori does his man with a little flick, and if that volley went in the back of the net, I would have made him my captain there and then. Keeper making a double save, he punches one clear. We put it across to the back stick. Samuel's there with the shot, but it gets blocked. But as those who have been watching Mr. Worldwide know, we very rarely get off on the front foot in big games. And it had to be this yank to score. He calls it soccer, for God's sake. How do we let this happen? Magic Mike is not happy, ladies and gents. He's coming to our rescue earlier than we would have liked in the second half with a massive save to keep us in the game. Need I remind you boys that we need a draw to win the title, okay? And in the 72nd minute, there's nobody else I'd want this season in front of goal. Our Swiss cheese has drawn us level at the San Siro, and we've got one hand firmly back on the trophy. 88 minutes on the clock, Farias to Okafor. He finds the return pass, and I've run out of superlatives to use on this Giesberger. The boy from Santa Fe, the hidden gem from Inter Miami and Sporting that we have crafted into a flawless diamond fit for a king. He is the centerpiece of the crown jewels. He is and will forever be our star boy. As Calafiori intercepts the pass, the ref blows the final whistle on our season, and as the Kashiavik lose their minds, Ismail Benacer steps up to the podium, rejoices in the moment, puts two hands on the trophy and lifts it high into the sky for what could be our final time as Mr. Worldwide. Yes, the rumours are true. The end is nigh for Mr. Worldwide, but we have one final game to win. So let's try and go out on the ultimate high, shall we? AC Milan versus Manchester United in the Champions League final. Camavinga at right back is a strange one. Other than that, the defence and attack looks pretty good. But we're going to run rings around that midfield. For what could be the final time, this is how Mr. Worldwide is lining up our AC Milan team. The Swiss cheese up top, Leao and Chukwueze on the wings, Benacer and Nemetra at centre mid, a backline of Martinez, Tamori, Calafiori and Afonso Ribeiro, Manyang between the sticks, and last but certainly not least, one of the best players to grace the channel so far, the centrepiece of the crown jewels, Facundo Farias at centre attacking mid. The ultimate prize in club football, and it's so fitting we're playing at Schalke Stadium because they're going to be our final video in FC24. But more on that later, because right now we've got a Champions League final to win. This isn't Afonso's first rodeo, and he firmly puts Colomiani in his place. And it's fair to say we're both looking to do one better than last time out with Dortmund. Our little Brazilian got off to a cracking start, and Maldini's getting in on it. Oh no, wait, that was Calafiori. But other than this one shot on target which Magic Mike and Afonso cleaned up, it was a defensive masterclass. And in the 35th minute we finally got Farias on the ball. Driving through the middle, he dinks it to Leao, and our number 10 makes no mistake in front of goal. He catches that sweet as a nut. Onana had no chance. They say you're most vulnerable after you score. Well, not this team and not this game. The Swiss cheese starts and finishes the move with a wonderful dink pass there, man, and a half volley beyond Onana. He's been outstanding this season. He thoroughly deserves that goal in the Champions League final. We are just on top and with no intention of slowing down. If Farias could have put this beyond Onana, we could have put this game beyond all doubt going in at half-time 3-0 up. As you know, it's not going to be smooth sailing for us. Something's going to happen. And there it is. Ricky Calafiori, what are you thinking, player? I mean, was it a bad challenge? I don't know. I think Afonso was there as cover. He definitely wasn't the last man. We dealt with the free kick and then made a couple of defensive subs. I didn't want to take Afonso or Chukwueze off, but needs must. And Gertrude and Hartman aren't exactly short on quality now, are they? It was a defensive masterclass for the last 40 minutes. Gertrude getting the first one in. Magic Mike coming in clutch. Tamori getting up at the cross. And Hartman clearing up the second ball. Even in the 91st minute with 10 men, we still look solid defensively. Hartman playing it back to Magic Mike. And as he baits in the attacker, the final whistle blows. The subs storm the pitch because, lads, we have finally done it. We have won the Champions League as Mr. Worldwide. Benacer once again steps up to the podium to put not one, but you guessed it, two hands on the ultimate prize in club football as we lift the UEFA Champions League. A bit emotional, a little rushed, arguably, but I think we've done all we can with Mr. Worldwide in FC24. Confirmation of our 2-0 win against United in the Champions League final. And Okafor, fair play, mate. Benacer is a really tidy player, and he's got the stats to back it up. 18 assists from centre defensive mid this season. Cracking stuff. The Swiss cheese is our top bagsman with 26. Chukwueze close behind with 23. Farias as always with an impressive 18 and 13. but there's no denying it, I completely butchered Liao's career. I'm so sorry, mate. That, I think, concludes our time as Mr. Worldwide. Unless you guys want more episodes, I think I'll leave it here for now. It's been a lot of fun, and I thank you so much for watching and for your support. The likes and comments do go a long way, trust me. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new around here. I've got one last video for FC24, and to be honest, it's a biggie. I'm really excited to show you guys. That should be out in a few weeks, just give it a little time. But until then, I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, and adios!